Yes, people, welcome back to the One True Red podcast. And this evening, we're joined by Arsenal fans, CT and Mikey, and myself and Aki. As the Liverpool fans on the One True Red podcast, we're missing one. Hopefully, he'll join us shortly. Mikey, you can't stay for the whole pod, so we're going to start with the game we've just been watching, which is Arsenal versus Man United. Man United handed you the points. Mikey.
Go, Mikey.
How did they hand us the points? Firstly, we played a game.
The keeper.
Yeah. What about the delivery? Does it not start there?
Sick.
So the delivery was.
I saw the foul by what's his face, Saliba.
Was it a foul?
To me, nah.
It was a foul to you.
No. It wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul.
Right.
But the thing is,
don't do that.
The thing is, we saw the directive from PGMO about they're going to start looking out for those blocks. I have to applaud it really because he pushed. Was it Mason Mount? He pushed Mount into the keeper's path. The keeper then couldn't go for the ball, and then he flaps at it and it goes in. But yeah, handed you the points, man.
So it was a push and not a block then. So maybe there was a technicality. But coincidentally,
true.
Were there any penalties over the weekend? And I guarantee there was holding and pulling.
There was holding in that match. There was holding in our match.
Yeah. So they're not doing it. The one thing I found fascinating in our game was that they gave free kicks against us for blocking the keeper, for the player just walking a meter away from him.
Yes,
that was nonsense.
Yeah.
They've at least got to release the ball. But let's get into the game. So we were terrible, absolutely terrible to start off with. It looked like they hadn't even had a preseason. Gyokeres was all right for me. He wasn't supplied. Martinelli and Saka were terrible. Saka was better in the last 5 minutes than he was for the first 85 minutes or 90 minutes. He was better in injury time than he was throughout the whole game. He's playing like he's injured. It's like he's carrying his legs when he's running. The ref didn't help, I don't think, with how he managed the game. But yeah, we got the win. The 3 points is all that matters right now. Man United away done.
True that. Definitely all that matters, CT. Gyokeres, your gunman. Firing blanks. As the title says, playing in Timberlands.
Let's let him settle in. It's his first game away at Old Trafford, like one of our hardest sort of games of the season. He's got to have time. He's got to have time to adjust to the way we play. And Arteta's got to find a strategy to get him involved a bit more as well, and probably supply him a bit more because he wasn't getting any supply. Any touch of the ball he had, it was all down to himself sort of getting it. So for me as well, I know Mikey called out Saka and Martinelli, but Odegaard, even though on Sky they said he was our best outfield player, Odegaard, I can't do this all season, man. We can't do it. Yeah. We can't do it. And I think it's so frustrating to us Arsenal fans that Eze's there for the taking to even try and push for that spot. Even I know he plays off the left, but he can play centrally, and that would actually just give Odegaard the kick he needs to actually start performing, because we can't do this for the whole season again. We can't just rely on him. I know we've got a lot of pressure put on Ethan as well, but Ethan's never going to take Odegaard's spot in Arteta's eyes for me. So get someone up there that's of a high standard to say, look, he's there.
Yeah, but you say that, yeah, but then it's just mismanagement of the whole situation, because if you're not signing Eze on the basis that you need to keep a pathway for Nwaneri, and you have to give the boy minutes and let him play and trust him.
Yeah, that's how it was at the back of last season. That's how it ended, didn't it? He didn't get any games, but it's looking like that at the moment. A mismanagement of Odegaard and his position, and Ethan, because give the guy some minutes. He looks like our best, besides Max Dowman. He looks our best player in terms of in that midfield creating. Yeah, so I don't get it. So what's Cameron saying?
Cameron's active in the chat.
Welcome everyone. Welcome Cameron. Cameron's saying goodbye. He's on his way to Spurs. Cameron, I don't know if you saw Glasner's comments at the end of the match. I was trying to find a quote before he came online, but apparently he said something about don't believe everything you read in the papers in reference to Eze. So I don't know whether it means that no talks have taken place between the clubs, or what's going on there? But Glasner seems to be hinting that nothing's going on with Eze right now. But CT, what do you think generally of the performance from Arsenal, apart from Odegaard and Saka?
Yeah, it was poor. It was poor all round. Apart from our defense and obviously Raya as well. He made
half. Because in the first half, Saliba was an absolute mess.
Yeah, he was.
And every time Gabriel tried to control it, it was 2 yards away from him. Like it was frustrating to watch. But in the second half,
in the second half, they picked up, because in certain situations, it should have been a goal there. So it's poor, and it needs to step up. It's the first game of the season, so there's things going to have to be shake off, and we're going to have to get into our season. But I'm glad we got that game out of the way, and it shows us what we still need in terms of going forward throughout the season, because we can't play like that. Can't play like that against team. We'll get punished. We'll get punished.
There's lots of comments from the viewers coming in about block. It looks like you need a striker based on the comments we're getting in. Cameron's saying poor man's Chris Woods got a couple of goals today, did he? So he's back to
one thing I'll say, all these comments about Gyokeres, like he's played 60 minutes of football. It doesn't even make sense. Like I've got friends groups that are writing him off, saying that he's rubbish, this, that, and the other. We've got Mamta suggesting that he plays in Timberlands like Lukaku. We got somebody suggesting we should go and get Chris Woods. He's played 60 minutes of football,
and he's had no preseason, Mikey. He's had no preseason. Yeah,
this is a problem with football fans.
Why has he not had preseason?
What do you mean? You know why he had preseason? He hasn't been training. He didn't train with Sporting.
If you manage to sign Isak, then you'll realize what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he ain't been training for months. And
exactly the same. Exactly the same.
What, 140 million?
How much?
140, I'm hearing today.
I reckon it'll get done about 135 if it gets done this window. But yeah, I don't think it'll go as high as that. But anyway, Gabby won. Arsenal have got the best result this weekend, but the worst performance. I would actually agree with that. Based on the other two games that we're going to come to, Liverpool getting their win on Friday night and City getting their comfortable victory yesterday. Based on the fixtures, definitely Arsenal have got the best result. You've got the away game out of the way. Hopefully, though, like last season, Old Trafford will be a place where we're all going to go and pick up points. But let's just talk about Man United for a sec, because what is Amorim doing, man? New season, he was talking about, he had that big speech at the end of last season at home about the good times are coming. Man United fans, if you've got any watching, tell us what good times are these. He's now lost 15 of his 28 games as manager. 15. All right. He's the fastest manager to reach that mark in the history of the Premier League. What is going on? They're useless.
Listen, I think he should be given more time. No, but seriously, although I think Amorim is pretty poor and inflexible, doesn't change his approach regardless of what's happening. I do think that they've got game winners in there now, more game winners than just Bruno. I think we saw today that Mbeumo can be set up to be isolated against fullbacks, and he's going to be a problem. Cunha's transitioning with the ball is ridiculous. We saw him just walk through our players, even though our players looked like they were sleepwalking in that first half. But they're going to be dangerous. Sesko, no one knows whether it's no frills or whether it's going to be premium. We'll have to see. But those two will make a massive difference. And even Ahmed, when he came on, was dangerous. So they're going to cause... And Dorgu was a lot better this season than he was last season. They still have two very, very poor goalkeepers. But in terms of going forward, they're going to cause teams a lot more trouble than they have been.
I think I agree on that side. But as with today, although they looked, I'd say half decent going forwards, defensively, I mean, Casemiro looked like he was running in quicksand for most of that first half.
Yeah, but you say that,
and then they brought on Ugarte, and he was even worse.
Yeah, but you say that. We had three in midfield, and we didn't dominate that midfield.
True.
Rice looked like he didn't want to be there, except for when he took the corner. Did nothing in the game. Zubimendi was decent, and then Odegaard is there wasting possession.
Yeah, definitely. Aki, you're a bit quiet.
You're ignoring me in the chat. It feels like.
No. Speak up. It's
No,
free
well,
world.
I think with Man U, it's just a bad decision to appoint him as a manager in the first place. I don't think they had the players to play a system, and they still don't. So they're going to need at least another 2 transfer windows to get in the players that he needs. So I think they're going to be in for a long season this season. And my opinion of Arsenal hasn't changed. I think.
Wait, just before you go into Arsenal, that point on United, what type of players do you think they need, and how many for it to be 2 more windows?
Well, they need to change that midfield. So they're going to need at least 2 players in that midfield. Right, they're trying to get that Belieber player, but Brighton are charging silly money for him. And then I think they need at least one new goalkeeper, and some defenders, because like Maguire's never going to get you Champions League or win you the league. So that's 3 players there. So if you're looking for top quality, that could be two transfer windows.
No chance.
I mean, I don't disagree on that assessment, Aki. Just a comment in there from G Star 3PS. Welcome, G Star 3PS. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. No one was passing Gyokeres. Team only know is to pass to Saka. I think it's because Odegaard is seen as the creator. I'm assuming you're an Arsenal fan, so it's because Odegaard is seen as the creative outlet even, and he has got a good combination with Saka on that right side. So. But yeah, there was nothing going down that left, Mikey, and I'm sure you were glad to see that Martinelli started the match, no?
I knew that was coming.
Do you know what? It's absolutely ridiculous that he's actually starting for us still. I have no faith that Martinelli is going to be dropped now. It's ridiculous. I can only hope and pray that Madueke starts against Leeds. But Arteta seems to have his favourites. Like even seeing Marino come on for Rice is depressing.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
I want some flair back, man.
Yeah, it's gone.
Let's talk about your rock and roll football.
No.
We'll is controlled, measured.
We'll get there.
Let's make sure we can get there.
That's what I'm coming to. We'll get there.
You know what it feels like right now, guys? I'm a bit. George Graham is in charge.
I told you that. Like, I've been telling you guys that nearly every single week that you guys play defensive football, and every week.
The Arsenal, isn't it? He created that, so
it's not necessarily defensive football. It's controlled football, and it's completely
defensive
controlled.
and it's boring.
It's not defensive because
and it's boring.
You know what doesn't make sense is that Calafiori is marauding forward. He's on a right wing and he's our left back. That's not a defensive performance. You can't have your left back attacking on the right wing.
Yeah,
if you say so. But when I watch Arsenal play,
it's not if I say so. It's a fact.
I think Arsenal play that type of football where they don't take risks. So they play.
It doesn't mean it's defensive.
That for me,
it means it's controlled.
Attacking football. No, you're a striker, so you should know that attacking football means taking risks. If you're an attacker who doesn't take risks, then you're always passing back. But then you're always passing back. If you're an attacker who takes risks, then you go past players. So name me an Arsenal player that took on and went past a Man U defender today. Can you do that?
Saka. Yeah, Saka did as well a couple of times.
What are we doing here?
It's up to you. If you like that football, fair play to you. If you like, your football's like Roy Hodgson type football, and for me as a Liverpool fan, I don't want to watch that. I much prefer to watch our team play winning 4-2. I prefer watching our team winning 4-2 than watching a defensive style of football.
You didn't enjoy it at 2-2.
I enjoyed it though when Chiesa scored. I was going nuts, mate.
Yeah, in injury time. That's when you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we got problems ourselves, to be honest with you. But
I know you have.
But we're talking about Arsenal here.
In a couple of weeks, this body's going to be interesting.
No. But if I look at Arsenal, if I look at that, your top 4, right? You got Martinelli, who we all agree is not up to scratch. Odegaard, in my opinion, for the last 3 seasons, has been he's not good in my opinion. He's been holding your team back. If I was managing
3 seasons or 2 seasons? What are we doing here?
At least 2 seasons. I think I've never really rated him for what he does. He's not skillful enough in my opinion. I don't actually know what he does on a football pitch. In my honest opinion.
This is
that season where he scored 15 goals. Did you miss it?
A few of those were penalties, if I remember correctly. But anyway,
Salah gets a few as well, doesn't it?
If I look at your top four, really, you've only got Saka because the rest of them are like B-rate. When I look at Liverpool, we've got like top quality every position at the top. That's the reason why we score 4 goals and you guys struggle to score 1 goal. And
you know why we didn't concede a goal today? Because we got a better defense.
Because you're defensive. Yeah, no, you're defensive.
No, not defensive. We have a better defense.
No, you're defensive.
Not understand. It's just a simple concept.
It's defensive football, mate. Honestly, I don't understand why you're so like.
What's defensive? So when Bournemouth score, Semenyo runs through. Wait a minute. When Semenyo runs through, and VVD is running away, and Konate is running away and then falls over. What is that? Is that what you want to see?
That's bad defending. It was bad defending.
2 drunk centre backs.
No. I wouldn't blame Van Dijk for that goal. That was all Konate. He didn't.
Let's get on to Liverpool shortly. Let's stick to Arsenal for now. Aki, you're making nice try, Mikey. Aki, you're making a good point. I don't know. Defensive is a strong word. It's a lack of risk taking, and I think personally, and I'd like to get your views on it, CT and Mikey. Personally, I think that in terms of expansiveness of your play, I think it's actually gone backwards in the last 3 years. I don't know if you guys agree, but bringing in the central defenders to play left back and right back.
That was the point you tried to send a message I didn't even bother responding to, because having Calafiori at left back, which is the position that he's played the most games in his career as, even though you want to call him a centre back, what are you saying here? If you play more games at left back than centre back, what are you? And then he's attacking the right wing. So how does that make us defensive?
Mikey, all I'm asking you is,
answer my question.
Do you think what's your question?
You're moaning about us having 4 centre backs. So when Calafiori, our left back, who is a left back, is attacking down the right, having gone from left back all the way across the pitch, how is that defensive?
Did I say it was defensive? Did I say it was defensive?
What did you say?
But you're picking one moment and then 90-minute game.
I'm speaking to Real 4 centre backs.
No, but don't pick one moment and 90 minutes. Give me 3 more. Give me 3 or 4 more moments like that. Then
4 centre backs, please.
Give me 3 or 4 more moments like that.
3 or 4 moments like the Calafiori right wing. Any other ones?
You shouldn't have any fullback on the opposite wing in a game. I don't want to see one moment.
That position. I don't know. I really don't know what your point is. My question to you, Mikey, I didn't say anything about defensive. I said that expansiveness of your team has gone backwards. So 2 seasons. So
left back on the right wing isn't expansive. That was my point. Thank you for bringing it back.
Left back at the right wing in one moment where he's out of position. Is that how he? Is that where he's supposed to be? Is that where he's supposed to be? Is that where Arteta wants? In fact, no, new question. Is that where you think Arteta wants him to be?
Yes.
Your left back.
Didn't show him.
Is it now? Okay, Mikey, let's not do that.
Listen,
come on.
The whole point. No, my main point is that you bringing up 4 centre backs is null and void. It doesn't mean a jot. But
do you think your team is more
listen? Stop interjecting. You're
I'm
not
asking you a question. You haven't answered.
You asked it 10 minutes ago. I've still not been able to answer it because you keep talking.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Go on.
So, from the first season, the first full season.
Yes, Gibbsy.
Go on. What's he said? 3 points. First game of the season. United away is done. Let's see. We've got you in 2 weeks. We'll see. From the first full season, that was our most attacking season that we had. Yes, we are more controlled now. It isn't as good to watch. But the patterns of football are the same. It's just that the players aren't getting isolated as much, and the players have been poor. So today, Saka was poor. Martinelli was terrible. In that season that you're talking about, Martinelli scored 15 goals. Mm-hmm. I don't think he could buy 15 goals in the next 2 seasons. Odegaard got 15 goals. He will not get 15 goals again. So something happened to them, and I don't know what, but they both got 15 goals. That's 30 league goals between them. Mm-hmm. That they'll be lucky to get 12 between them this season by the way they play.
Well,
they haven't changed the way they play, by the way, because Odegaard is still in the same positions.
Yeah, but if you open your eyes, it's the manager. That's
right.
Changed.
Aki, shut up.
No, but that's the truth. You're asking what's changed. Your manager changed your tactics.
Explain Odegaard's form and what he's doing on the pitch.
Your manager decided to go all defensive.
No, I said explain Odegaard.
Yes, let me speak and finish. So your manager decided to change his tactics to become more defensive, and that's impacted all of your attacking players. So as you just mentioned, Martinelli went from scoring 15 goals to you. Like I'm just repeating what you said. To he wouldn't be able to score 2 goals. No. I'm allowed to say this point in the same way you're allowed to chat whatever rubbish you want to chat. I'll chat whatever rubbish I want to chat. And the fact of the matter,
not talking any rubbish. You can keep rubbish though.
It came out of your own mouth. You said Odegaard scored 15 goals, Martinelli scored 15 goals. Oh, what happened? Like as if nothing happened. Obviously something happened. What happened was the manager becoming more defensive, and your attacking players, their output has reduced as a result.
You know the issue. You don't actually watch us. Ro, you're sensible. Does Martinelli get in attacking positions? I'll guarantee you, if you'd watched our season last season, he had the first clear chance of every game and missed it. I'm talking one-on-ones. If he scores those, he has a similar season to the 15-goal season. But he can't do it. Odegaard, today, in that season he scored 15 goals. He was shooting from outside the box and scoring, weren't he? Do you reckon that he'll make contact with a ball and put it in the net this season? From outside the box?
I think no. Because basically he's not on form. But I think Aki's got a point to an extent in terms of if it was a problem for your manager, then those players wouldn't be playing. He could have started Noni today and he decided not to. He could have brought Ranieri on. He decided not to.
Noni didn't have a pre-season, by the way. So we'll see what happens.
None of your players had pre-season. What were they doing? They were on holiday in Ibiza or somewhere.
We got a comment in there. Welcome, Uche. How you doing?
Oh, I didn't even see him there. You all right, mate?
Nice to be to join us, mate.
We got a comment in from Gabby One. Arsenal become too safe and predictable. I think there's an element of fairness to that. Cameron Elder, I have a question for Mikey. Is it easier to fix our defense or your attack? Good question, Cameron. What do you think, Mikey?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
That's a tough one.
I don't think that you're going to fix your defense because your manager said as much that he doesn't want to. That's the way he wants to play, he said in the interview. I saw it. So I don't think that there's going to be a fixing of the defense. I think he's happy with the attack and the numbers that you get forward. Otherwise, you don't sign Gyokeres and Frimpong as your fullbacks.
CT, what do you think about the expansion point and whether or not you're defensive, as Aki says?
I don't agree with much of what Aki says most of the time, but I don't think it's not a point of expansion. It's a point of Arteta wanting sort of too much control. I don't think we're defensive. I think we're giving these players that had license to actually just use their attacking mind to just go forward and attack, and we're using it more to say get into these positions, get in the shape that he likes in terms of where we don't lose too much shape on the counter attack and stuff like that. So I think it's more to do with, I think it's tactical and form. And when that plays a part in, it's not gonna change, is it? Because you're in a sort of no-win situation, especially with Martinelli. We've seen it for the past 2 seasons now, where he's just not gonna get that form back, is he? Like, let's be serious. But we're just sticking with him, so it's gonna cause a problem later on down the season. Luckily, we do have Noni Madueke, who is, I'm gonna say on record, he is better than Martinelli. And I think that's going to come into play where we're actually going to be a bit more unpredictable on that left side when he comes into play, because Martinelli now, I think he's done. I really and truly do. And I think Odegaard, I would have liked to seen a bit more, I don't know, someone like a signing, like an Eze signing to push him a bit more so he knows that, listen, my place is up for grabs. Because right now he can play any way he likes and he's still going to be in that in his role position as a captain. So expansion, I don't really think so. I think it's more he wants to be more in control of what's going on in terms of trying to control the game, which is in this Premier League you just can't do it. You can't do it.
So it is on the manager, like Aki said then.
No, but Aki's point was we're being more defensive, which I don't believe we are being defensive at all. I just think
if you
we're
put
giving
different players in the positions they get into, then they will be different. If you put Eze in, so the only point that you can reflect on the manager is he hasn't gone to try and replace and put Eze in as competition for Odegaard. He's not just thrown Noni in instead of Martinelli. Those are the things that you can look at the manager. It's like, why are you seeing what's happening and not changing it? It's last season. Why didn't Ranieri get more minutes when Odegaard was off form? Those are the things. But in terms of gameplay, we were more expensive. But as Kiza has said, there's a lot more low blocks now. Martinelli can't do anything with a low block because he just doesn't have the ability. When he's at his best is when he's got space and he can run in behind. But even then, he misses a lot of clear chances, which I said earlier. Yeah. So that's the fault of Arteta. Make the decisions and be cutthroat. You want to be cutthroat in some instances, but when it comes to your favourites, Odegaard and Martinelli, there's nothing to be seen.
Great, as you say, Mikey. Great point from Kiza M14 there. Welcome, Kiza. I think this is the first time you've been on the show, so welcome. Great point. Please do subscribe if you're not already. Mamtasef, Noni the Savior. Ha 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 ha. Uche. I know you're having some technical issues, but what did you think of today's game? And are Arsenal defensive?
I was having an Arsenal moment. Sorry, guys. Bit dry, super whack. This is the so-called champions that we're about to start. Champions elect. I told these guys before the game kicked off. This is a team that's set for a 0-0 scoreline. The set piece FC has done it again. Congratulations. Well done, fellas. You've done very well for yourself. You should be very proud. It's a mature performance, a very champion-like performance. You know, you got the clean sheet. You won by a goalkeeper's error. 3 points in the bag. Be very, very happy. On to the next 37 games to go. Job done. I don't know why I came in here and I'm seeing CT moaning, Mikey moaning. What are you moaning about? 3 points. That's what it's all about. Be happy.
If you weren't late, you would have heard that we're happy.
Yeah, the context of it, mate. Get lost.
I missed the context. That's the life. Sorry. Maybe what it is that you guys do is that on the chat, in our private chat, you say one thing, but then in front of the viewers, you say another. Because I definitely saw.
Are we going to do that? Are we going to do that?
Maybe an apology for being late would have been nice. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Nice to see you too, Kiza. So next, Gabby one says Noni's so average. He's going to keep Martinelli in the team. Yeah.
Why did he win after Noni again? I don't understand.
I think Gabby one is just a fake fan.
Why is he talking about Noni? I don't understand. Like, what's going on?
I have no idea.
Well, I think CT.
I would like to know Gabby one's how he thinks Odegaard and Martinelli did, because I'm not sure we can just attack the new guys at the moment because it's their first game, man. Give Noni some time. Plus, he's playing on the left as well. He's a right winger, no? So
no, he's going to be a left winger. Martinelli's getting dashed.
No, we have to sign a left winger before the end of the transfer window.
Noni is your signed left winger.
No chance.
Noni is the signed left winger. I told you this, CT.
Isn't Eze coming? I thought Eze was signing.
He ain't going nowhere. His release clause is expired now. And Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but I thought Eze was coming. How come I keep hearing Spurs? What's going on?
It was imminent. Yeah. It was imminent. Like imminent basically means anywhere from 6 months to 1 year, doesn't it, Mike?
Oh, is that what it means now? Okay, thanks, Aki. I thought so he's going on to Spurs on loan before he joins Arsenal, yeah?
Listen, the talk on road, he's not going to Spurs according to real sources or Glasner's after match interview. So
what's your source? What's your source?
Glasner
said
Glasner's
my source.
Glasner said something about, I'll have to try and find it, but he said something about don't believe everything you read in the papers in relation to Eze. So
why would you leave Palace to go to Spurs?
I have no idea what that means, but it suggests that
there's no point.
Yeah. I don't understand why either.
You want to experience the Champions League for one season. Like, that don't make no sense.
Here we go.
Next season you'll be in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a quote from Glasner. Good advice to all the children watching. Don't believe everything you read in the newspapers. So that's what he said on Sky Sports. So I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll find out in the next 3 weeks of the window we got left, something like that. Okay, let's move on to the champions, shall we? Now that Uche's turned up, let's move on to the champions. Friday night, packed Anfield.
Hey, you're not addressing the forum.
Oh,
Kibbsy.
Kibbsy.
Trying to be funny.
I would never ever fear Spurs ever.
There is simply nothing to fear about Spurs. I don't care who they sign. Apologies, bro. I just needed to say that.
No worries. Gabby won just on the last bit on Arsenal. Everyone was rubbish today. I was just responding to CT's comment about Noni being better than Martinelli. Cameron, Eze's gone to Spurs, and it's about playing time in the 10. And then the Copfather, Arsenal escaped today. Your attack is poor. We mentioned earlier about Gyokeres playing in Timberlands. We think he'd probably improve. Those Timberland boots might get him a hat trick against Leeds next weekend. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But let's move on to Liverpool and the champions. Friday night, Uche, we got the win in the end. But what is going on with that? What is going on with our defensive structure?
I think it's just figuring out, obviously, what we saw in Community Shield. You watch friendlies, I don't. It seems like a continuation of what happens in friendlies as well. It is disappointing, the way we set up. I saw a stat yesterday about we only conceded 2 counter-attack goals all season, 38 games, and we've already done 2 already in one game. So something is not right. The balance is clearly not quite right. Obviously, everything started happening when we took off the fullback situation and put Endo there. Obviously, Endo had to come in there for whatever reason because Connor was not fit. I don't know why it didn't put Szoboszlai, because I've heard Szoboszlai playing right back before. That didn't happen. And then within that, Szoboszlai started doing flicks and tricks. And from flicks and tricks, we're doing 2-1, going to 2-1. And then we lost the ball again. And literally, if you watch it again, which I watched it way too many times, the counter-attack was just ridiculous. We just could not keep up. I mean, Jones is supposed to be coming on, I assume, for one of you two to be holding. And there was absolutely no holder in sight whatsoever. So I don't know. Maybe they've just been told, or this mentality is that we're just coming to smash everyone we see. It's a very weird thing to do, having known how we won the league last year. So there's definitely a change in mentality. Listening to Slot after the game, he was kind of saying he's still happy with the way we attacked, but rightly so, mentioned Ryan, not being there, which is extremely significant from the way we play. So there's nothing to worry about unless we start seeing that on a continuous basis when Ryan comes in. We'll just hold that fire and just, load and love our attack, because it's all about attacking in this league at the end of the day. Something that Arsenal have no idea about, because that's probably what's going to lose them the league again. With their 14
got 3 points, my guy.
Same as you.
With 14 draws from last year, that's why you find out. But anyway,
3 points.
Still got 3 points, my guy.
Keep lying to yourself, but the truth will still relieve.
No, it's a fact. It was
when you play like that every week from now on, Slot thinks he's back in the Bundesliga for some sort of reason where he can bomb everyone forward. 7 players in the opposition half.
Wait. No.
Carry on, may it continue. And I would like to change my predictions for this season, because I don't think we'll win the league now. I think Man City will win the league and we will come second, and you will still be third if you're playing like that. So
okay, thank you. Thank you. When you try to deflect what Aki and I were trying to do, Slot never played in the Bundesliga, mate. Okay, get that right. Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. He's disrespecting the Premier League by bombing everyone forward. He's going to get a rude awakening anyway. Carry on.
Something we can fix. I genuinely believe it's something we can fix. From what we've seen so far, it's a dreadful thing. It's definitely a change, but it's something that can be fixed when Ryan comes in. It's just
Ryan is not going to change.
He's not the savior. He's not going to change that.
What's Ryan going to do?
I'm not saying. No, so like I said, I'm going back to the 2-2 game more rather than 2-1. Somebody should be there, because you don't need to lose your mind. There's no need to lose your mind, and just it's all about positional sense. And I think when you're a holder, you have that ability to be positional sense. You will not do that. That's just my opinion. If I see this again, I'll be the first to come on here and say, something ain't right and it's something to worry about. But I don't expect to see it. And it's perfect that we're playing Newcastle who are probably, don't like Liverpool very much. So that will certainly sharpen everybody to be focused on Monday.
Wait, are you at home or you away?
Away.
No, it's this part.
On a Monday night as well.
That should be good.
The Monday night of all times. Yeah.
Yeah. Just picking up on some of the comments. So in terms of Gravenberch making a difference, and also in terms of what Slot has actually said about our attacking play and blah blah blah. To be honest, I would take it with a pinch of salt. I think he was just responding to the silly questions coming from Carragher. At 2-0 or 2-1, in fact, we're 2-1 up. We've already given away a sloppy goal. Just going back to what Uche said in terms of the counter-attack, if you watch it back, Salah gets the ball on the right-hand side, cuts inside, looks to lay it off to Szoboszlai. Just as he cuts inside, what's his name? Jones makes a run into the box.
Yeah.
Jones is supposed to be the holding player. He makes a run into the box. The ball goes behind Szoboszlai. They counter-attack. They score. At 2-1 up, there's no manager with any sense in their head, and I think Slot has shown he's got some sense, who will want his player to do that. And in fact, I think they showed the goal back to him, and he said Jones should have been where Semenyo was. So I don't think that this is like a system thing in terms of he wants us to just empty the whole team into the box and then just get counter-attacked every game. I don't think it's a system thing. But as Uche says, if we see this again, and especially away to Newcastle, then we got to start worrying. I just don't think it's what he wants, to be honest. And I do think that
blamed Szoboszlai for the goal.
He blamed who?
Szoboszlai.
Yeah, for the first goal. Yeah.
The first one.
Was it the first one?
Yeah, he was the one that did the flick and he lost the ball and then we'll counter then. I've looked back at the structure of the team at the time, and Endo was inside, and then we had 2v2 at the back. And it was a silly place to give the ball away, but again, there was big spaces in midfield that don't need to be there, and we're winning 2-0. So I think they got a bit carried away with the first one. The second one, I just think was just stupidity from our players. I don't think it's what Slot wanted us to be doing in that moment. But Aki, you worried about... Go on, Uche, first, and I'll go to Aki. Go on, Uche.
Sorry, just to say that with the whole Jones thing, like you say, you can see when the 4 players broke, they're like literally nobody has even anywhere close to catching them up. Like they couldn't even do it. It's almost like they almost gave up because there was no way they were gonna get back, which is just another sign that that can't be the setup going forward. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I've watched preseason games that you hate, Uche. I've watched some of them. The Palace game at Wembley was a bit different to the other games. We did concede a few set pieces in our preseason games, but generally we're pretty good. Defensively, we look sound. Pressing was top notch in a lot of the games. So structurally, it's been a bit different in the last couple of games, the Palace game and the game on Friday. But as I say, I'm not expecting it to continue like that. Aki, do you think that we need to sort that defense out? Or is it just a bit of teething problems at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things, really. I don't think we can discount the fact that the whole stadium was quite emotional because of Diego Jota, etc. And so I think that kind of played a part in us continuing to attack after we were 2 goals up, and probably the reason why, even at 2-1, Curtis Jones was going to the box. Also, I think we're kind of like, we go man for man. So if you go man for man, occasionally you're going to get done or skinned by your man. It's not like Bournemouth are a bad team. They finished 8th last season. So I'm not overly concerned, to be honest with you. As a supporter, I much prefer my team to play attacking football, and win 4-2, than bore the pants out of me and fall asleep on a Sunday on a 1-0, in my honest opinion. So much more the same, if you ask me.
Have you seen the table, Aki? It's the same.
Yeah, but one game. Did you see the table last season?
Why do you keep saying about last season? We're talking about.
Did you see the table last season?
We do a pod about last season.
Lesson. We can do it.
Yeah,
well, it's the last season that was completed. Literally.
We can do a history lesson.
You guys won one game. Give you guys the Premier League. You won it. Well done.
We both got the same points. That's the point I'm making. So carry
on. If the league was to finish tomorrow, would you finish above us or not?
You wouldn't win the league.
We would finish above you, though.
You wouldn't win a league. Be quiet.
We would finish above you in the league, though.
You wouldn't win a league.
We'd be above you, though. We'd be above you. Where would you be? Would you even be in Champions League? No, you wouldn't. So pipe down.
Anyway, did you finish your point, or did you?
That's a great point, Aki.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is basically you don't win the league by playing defensive football. Really, you need to score goals. You need to score a lot of them, and I think we're primed to do that this season. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Konate had a terrible game, and I expect him not to have a bad game like that again. We also took off 2 of our fullbacks. You know, Kirker didn't have the best game either. Robertson came on and he was like the same Robertson of last season, and Frimpong got injured. So, you know, you can't discount these things. If you take off 2 of your fullbacks and you're replacing them with Endo and Robertson, of course, there's going to be some teething problems there.
So it's Slot's fault?
No. When we brought on Gomez...
So is it Slot's fault then?
Why would it be Slot's fault?
He made the changes.
But they were forced changes.
They were forced?
Yeah, so if you put a hamstring, would you...
Who pulled a hamstring?
What do you want to do? Frimpong?
Who pulled a hamstring? No, don't correct. Who pulled a hamstring?
Well, his hamstring was getting tight. So
who pulled a hamstring?
Did you not just responding back to you? I'm not going to repeat myself again. That's
Nobody pulled a hamstring.
I've given you an answer. I said he felt a twinge in his hamstring, so the manager took him off. What's that? What don't you understand about that? It's
you
quite
said
simple.
2 changes were enforced.
Look,
Kirkhead
was in a yellow card. He was in a yellow card. He wasn't having a good game, so he changed it. No. But look, the thing is, you don't like facts. You got you live in some kind of delusional world. You live in some kind of delusional world. I come up with the facts. Like that's as simple as that. So Kirkhead was on a yellow. We took him off. Frimpong had tight hamstring. We took him off. We took off our 2 fullbacks. We let in 2 goals. Gomez comes in, and then the rest is history.
So when Bournemouth had chances in the first half, whose fault was that?
Every team is going to have a chance in a game. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect to play
I'm just
give
making
you
a
no chance?
The fullbacks didn't suddenly create chances for Bournemouth. Bournemouth had chances all game.
Well, so let's calm down a little bit. This is why I don't like when people do these things. It's like we watch games. Let's commentate on the whole game. In 90 minutes of football, I think we had 10 shots on target. If you're going to go with that logic, they would lose 10. They would have lost 10-4 or something. That doesn't work like that, does it? So why do you have to mention the chances? They create chances because we're open. We play open football.
Uche, you didn't hear what Aki said. I get the point you're making. You didn't hear what Aki said then, because he's blaming the changes for suddenly Bournemouth being able to counter and attack. That's
no. I blame the
change. That's what you said.
No, when we let in the goals, were they after the changes or before the changes? Can you answer that question? So before he took off Frimpong, before he took off Kirkhead, were we winning the game or like 2-0 or not?
You tell us.
Well, they were, yeah. So that's my point. So making the changes, which were partly enforced because I told you he had a tight hamstring. The other guy was having a whack game and he had a yellow card.
Let's move on.
Well, if you don't accept facts, you don't accept facts.
No, yeah. Move on.
You guys are funny, you two.
I'm happy with what I saw. Anyway.
If you argue with an idiot for so long, people start thinking.
You're the only idiot I can see here, though. So that's exactly it. Yeah. So if you want to go down that route, then look at him.
We can.
Hey, why is Rel on mute? Rel, why are you on mute? Bro, you're yourself on control.
Tibbsy, this is what you ask for every week, and this is what you get. So this is on you. Cutfather, he made a mistake to put on Endo, not Gomez, and he corrected it with Gomez. I kind of think so, but there's a thing that Slot seems to do is that he makes a change before a change. So I think, and I might be totally wrong, but I think he didn't want to play Gomez for as long as he played Endo. So that's the reason why I made the Endo change first, so that he could then make the Gomez change. But I don't know.
Well, he said Gomez didn't have a full pre-season, so he couldn't play more than like 15, 20
Well, he hasn't. I don't think he played any games in pre-season.
And that was the reason why he bought an Endo instead of Gomez.
Yeah.
So, what pre-season counts now, Aki?
What do you mean?
When we were talking about Noni not having a full preseason,
No, but you said
there was an issue.
You were like, Gyokeres didn't have a preseason. You said basically half your team hadn't had a preseason. Like
I didn't.
Basically, half your squad never had a preseason. Apparently, that's what you said.
Gyokeres, that's what we said.
No, and you said Miles Lewis-Skelly as well because he was dropped today now for Calafori.
No,
yeah,
we said that he was injured.
Injured.
He was injured. Oh, okay. But he brought him on. So he bought an injured player. Okay, wow.
Lad,
move on,
banners changed. With the banners changed, Man City smashed Wolves. CT, you think they're going to win the league now?
Yeah, I do.
Based on that game, did you watch the game?
No, I've just based on. I've watched the game, but I'm based on how they're set up now. I think they're back on track to be a dominant force in the Premier League again. Because the defense wasn't whack and their attack wasn't whack. Where both our teams have issues in that department. I think they look quite stable. So
yeah, they do, but they also look very stable against the team that was the 4th worst team in the league or something thereabouts. So I think don't get too excited, CT. That's what
I'm not excited. I'm just saying what I see. I was asked the question and I'm just answering. I'm not excited. I'm just saying. We're asking my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not excited. Man City win the league. I'm saying yeah, they will.
And I'm also trying to calm you down because that's the same team that now is actually definitely inferior because they have no Cunha and no Nori. And if Liverpool or Arsenal were to get hold of that team tomorrow, they will get dashed a few slaps as well. So in fairness, don't get too excited over that kind of.
To be fair, Wolves will probably dash you some slaps as well, bro, with your defense. So that's what we do.
Can you name me who can counter-attack us? Who exactly do you know in that counter-attack? Who's going to do it? Don't forget, you're disrespecting a Bournemouth, like Aki was saying earlier. This is a team that finished at 8th. This is not some, Semenyo is a player, man. This ain't some nonsensical players we're playing. Wolves have lost their top man, and it will show. So I expect Arsenal to win. I expect Arsenal to win both games. I expect Man City to win both games. I expect us to win both games. That's just how I say it. I'm never gonna I don't care what scenario comes up. If none of those things happen with this current Wolves team, unless they go and do something else, I'm gunning for that team. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's us. I'm gunning for that team. She's totally unacceptable if you don't collect the 3 points against Wolves. So don't give me this overexcited stuff you just spouted. We played Bournemouth at home. We didn't play flipping Wolverhampton away, did we? I mean, come on, man. How are you gonna be this excited over this stuff?
Hold on. The question to me was, do you see Man City winning the league? I said, yeah. Then you pipe up talking your nonsense, saying they're good players. But last week's pod, Brighton lost João Pedro, but somehow Brighton's up in the top 6. So what are we doing? Stop talking rubbish.
I know, yeah, that this state of Liverpool is getting out of hand. I'm just trying to get you back.
I don't hate Liverpool.
Some of the
fans maybe. No, I don't hate Liverpool.
I can just remind you guys that when I put Forest and the comments that I got last week when I said Forest, you remember that? And Forest won their game 3-1.
Me or Mikey?
All of you guys gun me for putting Forest as that 6th team. And looks like I'm going to be right this season.
You're not going to be right, but you're not completely insane like Ichi was.
Right.
Well, you were the insane one. You put Man U in 6th, and they're going to finish like mid-table at best, mate. So
you can keep saying that.
Right. They played Brentford. We quoted Brentford as being in trouble, though. Come on, that's what we're doing, Naki.
Didn't someone say Brentford were going to get relegated?
Yeah,
I did. No, I didn't. That was Uche. Might do.
Someone
on, Uche. You had a comment.
No, I'm just saying that. This thing about Mikey and this Manchester United thing, I just find it's very strange because he's trying to gun me, over Brighton, which is more than fair enough because I say something, I tell you. But I'm looking at this Manchester United team, I'm thinking, why do you believe so much that these jokers are gonna get sick?
Do you not think they improved?
You've gone through this.
Okay,
listen.
Sorry,
they've got Mbeumo and Cunha that are just going to cause a lot of trouble for people.
Worldie alert.
They've got Casemiro though.
Start the game.
Their goalkeeper is whack. That goalkeeper's going to lose them about 50 points in a season. Like he literally picks up the ball and puts it into the net.
But guess what? The transfer window's still open. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't manage to get Donnarumma.
Maybe. I don't. Yeah, maybe. CT, we've got to address this point. Sorry, Uche, can you go back to
Kibsy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm here. People can.
We got to address Gabby one point of CT's weekly U-turns need to be recognised. So I think we should do a 5-minute segment at the end of each show where we go through the highlights of his U-turns.
I will give my true predictions when the transfer window is closed.
That's how it works, CT. He's never worked that way.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that's what I'm going to do.
That's easy.
When that transfer window is shut, no, that's what I gave my predictions on the teams currently on who's going to finish where. That's changed.
I'm not changing.
What I've seen has changed.
No, I'm not changing nothing. Even if Brighton get top.
No, yeah, you guys are still in third, so that hasn't changed.
I'm not changing.
The top two.
I'm telling you, I'm not changing. I don't care what happens with Brighton. They're gonna finish above Manchester United. I know that.
Yeah, no. I don't know about that one.
Not happening.
They lost João Pedro, man. 10 goals.
Yeah. He did play today. Reminded me. Did he play today, or was he injured?
He played, yeah.
No, he didn't play.
Yeah, he's trying to be funny. He played
today.
Speaking of which, unless anyone wants to still talk about Man City, let's talk about Chelsea then.
Wait. So, in being fair, yeah, you Liverpool supporters are terrible. So, your game goes, you're asked to talk about it, and you don't even mention Ekitike and how good he was.
That's a good point.
We don't need to.
What is going on with you guys?
I'll tell you why. Okay, let me answer because you clearly want to talk about
Thank you.
Okay, I'll answer you. You know, when you have a team of full of quality players, it's kind of difficult to keep focusing on.
All right, can we move on to someone else who's going to?
Opening line.
Oh, I thought you might want to move on.
What? You weren't happy with what you saw from Ekitike?
No,
he reminded me of Torres, to be honest, in the way that he played.
He was excellent.
He's a massive upgrade on Nunes. But
the new Nunes is Gyokeres, no? The Swedish Nunes.
You lot want him out and want Isak in, no?
Yeah.
We'll have both, mate. While you guys have the Swedish Nunes, we'll have Isak and Ekitike.
Okay. Whatever.
Ekitike just won't develop in that way.
Yeah,
they'll both get enough games. Don't worry about it.
No,
you don't have to. This is the thing, right? And I get it because it's on a hater level, but
no, it's not.
Why are you worried about it? You don't have to worry about it.
How can it be on a hater level? How can it be on a hater level when I brought up Ekitike for you guys to eulogize about rather than just skip on? And still, no one said nothing good about Ekitike.
Ekitike looks he's an upgrade. He's an upgrade on Nunes.
That's all you got to see. He's an upgrade. I'm an upgrade.
You want to eulogize? No, he was absolutely excellent. We were gassing. Don't forget, our game was on Friday, right? So
only a couple of days ago.
So that's why. That's another reason. So to be fair to all the three people on the pod, I mean, we were extremely happy with him. He was excellent. His link-up play is brilliant. The way he thinks about the game. What is new he's a baller. He can dribble. He can see passes. His link-up play was just absolutely superb. It was a joy to watch, to be honest. Excellent debut. There's no question about that. We can gas about him all day, but like Real said, we're buying Isak. We're buying Isak because we can. It's just what it is. It's just how we do it.
And just on Ekitike, I've been vocal in saying I wasn't sure about the guy.
I was literally just gonna say you owe him an apology, Rel, and Uche. Actually,
I'm happy. No, I don't think Uche. I think Uche
If you want me to apologize, I would happily apologize. Listen, if the team is banging it,
we're on the stream now.
Just say it's overly positive, yeah. All day long in my team, all day, all night long, no problem. I didn't say it was gonna flop. I just said we were looking for a different. I wanted like a established player, and I said he had Isak similarities. But what he's done so far, or showed so far, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There's no question about it. It's great. So I have no problem apologizing for someone going above and beyond what you thought they were. Absolutely great.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you want me to apologize as well, Craig, we're doing the apology.
You need to apologize.
If you want me to apologize, I'm happy to do that. I wasn't sure about the guy. Similar reasons. I wanted an established player, an Isak type player. There wasn't many out there. In fact, there aren't any other than Isak that's on the market. He's a lot better than I was expecting. I watched him against Spurs last season in the Europa League. Wasn't impressed. Looked a bit lightweight. He did score in the first leg, disappeared in the second. But from what I've seen so far, happy to apologize. I'll even write him a letter. CT, right?
I think you should. That's only right, mate.
I'll even write him a letter. So yeah, Liverpool won, Arsenal won, City won. CT's changed his mind. What are we going to change our mind about Chelsea? Because that wasn't a great performance today.
Yeah, where did we put Chelsea actually?
Who was rating Gittins, man?
Trouble. People were saying they're going to be trouble this season.
I did bad as third or fourth because I still think they're going to be battling it with Arsenal. So it's going to be Liverpool, Man City, top two.
No, you said they were finished ahead of us. I remember.
Yeah, you said third.
But I said third or fourth. I said at best you guys would finish third, and then more likely fourth. But and I don't change that. I think Arsenal, Chelsea, same level. Liverpool, City, same level. I'd be very surprised if Chelsea or Arsenal break into that top two.
They have a serious problem. If they, I get a feeling though that they will address the problem. I just get a very strong feeling they will address because their centre back they need to upgrade that straight up. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I mean, it's funny. I saw the lineup. I'm just like, this is just funny. This is not even. You can't take a team like this seriously if they're trying to win the league. You can't possibly say you're trying to win the league with that lineup. So I think they're going to change it. I think they're going to get a centre back somehow, somewhere. I don't know who. And then maybe the goalkeeper is probably going to stay because he won the. I think he won the goalkeeper of the award, didn't he, in the World Club Cup? So he's probably the
best keeper in the world.
So at the moment, because since this is the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment, then they shouldn't change it. They should keep it.
Well, they're going to, because apparently they're not interested in Donnarumma because they're happy with their goalkeepers. So long may it stay that way.
So good.
But Mikey, I know you think that Chelsea are a danger.
Yeah, I thought they were, but I watched the game today, and they're playing Gittins, which I didn't expect, and they're playing Palmer in the 10. It just doesn't look like it works. When I watched them in the Club World Cup when they became world champions, Pedro was all over the place picking up the ball. He wasn't a number 9. It's just a different setup that they've gone with. And then they've got Achimpong playing with Chalobah, centre back.
Terrible.
I just don't think it works. And Gittins, I don't see anything in his game.
Was that shot at me, bro?
I was about to say, I swear to you wanted him left.
He ain't being utilised properly.
We're back on that already. Not being used properly.
He ain't being utilised properly. That's all I say.
Oh my days! No, they were not great, man. Tyler should have won that game, but I didn't really watch most of the games. But I saw it's a game, and there was a lot of chances, and Wharton looked really good from the little clips I saw as well. But yeah. Very strange from Chelsea. I'm not going to change my prediction, but if I could, I would put Chelsea outside of that top 4. To be honest.
Who takes it though? After this weekend, who can you see taking it?
Right, of course.
Here we go.
Uche's on the payroll.
I mean, what's going on?
Of course, I'm joking, guys, about this one, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with Aston Villa. I thought Newcastle were really good. I really thought Newcastle were really good. And if they got a striker,
don't take them, Nick. They give them back their striker.
If they had an Ekitike, then they probably would have smashed that team up. But
honestly, if they get a striker that they really need that will play for them,
they'll get one in September. They'll be playing Isak.
As somebody that's really proud to represent Newcastle Football, a fantastic club, if you just get somebody that's ready to play for them week in, week out, and we can have the other guy who
really question. Jokes aside now, the window's going. If you don't get Isak, are you happy with what you've got?
Absolutely. No, I would have stopped you. If that was going to be the question, I would have stopped you a long time ago. I wouldn't even let you come here.
There's shaking heads. That's why you need to be quiet, Uche.
Yes. I want to hear Aki's point because I know Rose already.
Before Real comes in, I'll tell you what. Because Real, don't forget, Real had him as player of the player of the season or something like that. So of course he wants Isak there. Anyway,
the point is, if you identify a player that is like 130 odd million or whatever, and then you don't get him, you've clearly identified you need an addition in your squad. If you hold out until the end and then don't get anybody, then there's a deficiency in what you're planning.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do?
I think that, I mean, it's difficult to say because we let Diaz go. So that means that we need 2, as far as I'm concerned. So I would hope that the second one, I hope one of those is Isak, right? And if we're not getting Isak and we think we might get him in the future, then we will just hold off and wait until we get him, because that's what we do. But I would hope that there is another player on top of that we're looking to sign. Now, I know between Liverpool fans, there's a lot of debate as to whether or not we need 2 or 1 or whatever. I think we need 2. One of those is a Diaz replacement. The other is the Nunes / tragically Jota replacement. So for me, we need 2 more. Isak one of those? I hope we're going to get another one.
Do you know who you're going to be able to do at the end of the window?
I think we've got irons in the fire with these players. I would hope. I don't think, given the way we've operated this summer, where we've gone, like, we've been very on it in terms of who we want, getting the deals over the line, etc., etc. I personally think that the Wirtz one came out of left field, became an opportunity which they took. Obviously, the tragic situation with Jota made them have to rethink how many they wanted to get in. I think Isak was always the target for this summer. Selling Diaz was always going to be an opportunity if we got the money that we wanted. So I would hope that we have planned for the selling of Diaz, basically. And the way we've operated would suggest that we have got someone in mind. I don't know who that is. There's talk of Fofana at Lyon. There was some talk about Rodrigo a few weeks ago. I don't think that's going to happen to us, maybe to City, but not to us. But I would hope that we've got someone lined up who's going to be that second one. Copfather, yes, as I've just said, I think we need 2. Aki, what are your views?
I disagree, obviously. I don't think we need 2. I think we've got Rio. He's going to be 17 in a couple of weeks, and he looked like he's going to need opportunities. So I also think Isak was probably more of a left field one, where if we really wanted him, we would have bid for him earlier on in the summer. But I think we became aware of his availability, or became aware of his unhappiness, and decided to bid for him. I think we were always looking to get Ekitike, and I think Isak was the one where he came into the market. He wants to come to us, so why not? I think one more striker, actually, and I think we'd be good. But even if we don't sign any more players this season, I think we win the league, providing we don't have any serious injuries to key players. I think that's just the facts, really. So we don't necessarily need to sign Isak. We don't necessarily need to sign another player, in my opinion, maybe another defender. But if we get Isak, then obviously that makes us stronger, much, much stronger.
See, just a point on Isak. Isak was clearly the number 1 target for anyone who was looking for a striker if they could afford him and get him. Apparently, news broke today that Isak told Newcastle he wanted to leave 2 weeks before the end of the season. If he's told Newcastle that, then clubs that were interested would have known that. And so Liverpool would have known, and Liverpool would have had their approach. Exactly. They took the approach they wanted to take, and it was definitely planned. They went in and said, we want Isak. If you don't give us Isak, we're taking Ekitike. And now they've gone back and said, we still want Isak. Give us your guy. That's what's happened.
Nice story there, mate. Nice story.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a lovely story.
Sell it to the Metro.
It's already been sold. And for a while, I thought it was deserved publishing, because there was a lot of Newcastle correspondents that were reporting the same story that the way Mikey told it. Except that, they just didn't know what's going on.
What's going on? You enlighten us. Uche, enlighten us.
I've told you.
What's going on?
We've been linked, even though we didn't want to. We were linked with Ekitike for quite some time, right? All the way far back in January. So there was clearly work to get that guy in, right? So we can't say that's.
It's about Isak, please. What's your story?
The problem with Isak, and the problem that we're going to continue to have with Isak, is that I've said this many times. The person that you're negotiating with is not that. Unfortunately, I don't want to call him a bad name, but he is not the main man, right? The way Newcastle won the show, which is the manager. So there must be a reluctance to even negotiate at all. It's very difficult to buy a player of this stature where the club owner is not interested in negotiating. So having discovered, that's why I think you actually had a point earlier, Mikey, in terms of I'm not expecting us to get him because until he opens up for some reason, until they decide they're ready to come to the table, we're hoping, I'm still hoping that will come when they get the 2 players or whatever they need, that maybe they were like, okay, we got the players we need. Now we can potentially negotiate. That's why Isak is doing all these weird moves he's doing, because he's trying to make it very clear. I don't want to stay here. Don't do this to me. Don't leave me till September and try and force me to play. Let me go. That kind of. So he's doing everything in his power. But whether that's going to be good enough, I don't know. However, we're not going to move past Isak because if we can't sign him, I'm hoping that, or not hoping, I'm pretty sure we'll get him in January. So, like Aki said, I have no worries whatsoever. I mean, zero, like literally zero, that we'll win this league without him if he's coming in January, because we just carry on from where we left before, slapping up everybody we meet, including Arsenal Football Club. Coming soon.
Okay, so
the thing is,
wait, this dreamland of where Salah doesn't get an injury and he's not unavailable for AFCON, where Ekitike never gets injured and you don't need this additional player. Where does this dreamland come from?
So dreamland. We have a lot of players that we sign, and you need to keep very good. You need to keep attention to what I'm about to say, Mikey. This is very, very important for your season.
Just hurry up.
I can predict it. It's coming. No, just because I know it's coming, so I know what's going to happen. It's called when you start making an excuse that you got a lot of injuries. Now, if you sign certain players who can't stay fit for 38 games, it becomes quite tricky. You just mentioned Mo Salah. Oh, yeah. That's one of those guys that tend to stay fit for her some time.
AFCON.
And the players that we sign, yes, AFCON. But a lot of the players we sign, whether it's Wirtz, whether it's Ekitike and all the rest of them, they tend to be fit for the majority of the season.
So you're going to count on them not picking up a niggle or knock, not getting a bad tackle.
Well, okay. That's what happens. That's when we win the league. That tends to be quite what happens quite a lot. The trio when we first won it.
Last year.
I'm saying the first time we won it, the trio up front were fit for majority of the season. Yeah. And the year that we did last year, we won it. The main man was fit for most of the season, including people like Van Dijk and Ryan Gravenberch. That's our spine. They tend to be available. So
it's mythical.
That's for the beast.
My issue with that utopia, let's call it that. My issue with it is when you're chasing the game, like we were, not chasing the game, but when we were drawing against Palace. And you look to the bench and you've got a 16-year-old currently sitting there waiting to come on. And you say, nah, not bringing him on. You've got Chiesa, who barely played any minutes last year. Hopefully, the goal he scored will kick him on. And apparently, he's going to stay now. But my issue is, if we need to take off a Gakpo and we're chasing the game and it's 0-0, who are we bringing on to play left midfield? Who's coming on? A 16-year-old?
Yeah.
I can't see it. Where last season we're bringing on a Diaz or a Gakpo, depending on who started. We're bringing on a Nunes to go up front or a Jota. And even Slot said it. When it was 2-1, he was thinking the person I would have brought on in this situation, unfortunately, is somebody who's not with us now. So even he's saying, and in fact, I think I heard that he said he wants at least one forward in the pre-match preview before the press conference before the game. So it's okay for us to theorize about, oh, well, Wirtz is there and he can shift to the left and blah, blah, blah. The reality is we need to be able to rest players in order to compete in the tournaments we want to win. And we can't do that if they're playing 90 minutes every single week. The PSG game that we lost, we played how many of our players in the midweek, the midweek game against, I think, Southampton, and then we played them again. And then we didn't have the energy. We didn't have the legs to get over the line. We can't be playing these games, rinsing these players from.
We lost to PSG on penalties. It had nothing to do with legs. Like literally, if it had anything to do with legs, we would have lost the game in 9 minutes. No. But we didn't lose the game because of legs, though.
Use Google. Google's your friend, mate. Google Slot PSG and the loss, and it will tell you what he thinks.
I'm just telling you, like, let's go by the eye test. If it was legs, then why did we go to penalties? Why did we get knocked out? Like, to just explain the logic to that one to me, please. If it's legs,
the logic is, okay, Aki, before we're going to move on to, this is the last point on this, we'll move on to predictions for the.
Yeah, go on, give us the logic.
the logic is that they were the better team in extra time. They were the team that looked like they were going to win that match. We didn't look anywhere near it after extra time. So that's the logic. Anyway,
before you move on to prediction, right? What you're saying, right? Well, we're basically saying the same thing, no? Like we have addressed everything, and we're saying we're not going to change somebody else if Isak is the man. So you're just getting him in January because he's forced your hand. That's all we're saying here. So if someone forces your hand, we're not going to go and give him a player that's worse than Chiesa, for example, who he's going to say is not good enough and won't come on in those scenarios you're painting anyway, because he doesn't trust him to come on anyway, which is exactly what happened with Chiesa. So you keep talking about this 6 forward from last year. In reality, on that right-hand side, Chiesa was never called on because he didn't rate him. So there's no point going and getting him an alternative, right?
We have 4 at the moment, though, Uche.
Right? Sorry?
We have 4. We've got Ekitike.
That's what Aki was saying, that whether we like it or not, or maybe Slot doesn't like it, currently the solution is not the ideal situation, will be Rio until January. That's all I'm saying here. But you're saying like it's not a disaster, but because they don't want to negotiate, what can you do?
I don't believe it. There's a reason you're linked with Fofana as well, and there's a reason you're linked with players.
I've not seen any of those links with Fofana.
I don't believe that there is a plan to leave you without the numbers in attack.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
Fofana ain't the one. Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. So whatever.
No, and we won't get him. I'll tell you 100% we won't get him. We'll get Isak though, because he's coming probably a couple of weeks.
Exactly, he's coming. Don't worry, he's coming.
September 2nd.
Real can rest easy.
Lovely. I'll love to see it. Okay, lads, we've reached near the end of the pod. We're going to quickly do predictions. So Arsenal have got Leeds. Leeds are playing their first game tomorrow night against Everton. I think that's away from home. Or is it at home? At home. I expect them to get smashed up by Arsenal, but is anyone going to disagree with that?
Not smashed, but yeah, probably 3-0.
3-0 not smashing. You just want to say something negative.
No, it was not negative. How is it negative? It's going to be 2 goals by Calafiori and 1 by Ben White. It's a good goal, a good score. And we're going to continue to see the Timberlands show.
Cockfather reckons it's going to be a draw. I'd love that to be the case. I love it, Cockfather, but I think it's wishful thinking. CT, any advances, or Mikey, any advances on 3-0?
5.
I'm gonna say 4-0. I think.
Timberland hat trick.
Gyokeres. Let's go.
Who? What?
Hat trick. Gyokeres.
Actually, to be honest, that's his level. Actually, he probably will. I'm gonna put money on it. Actually, based on you. To bang two. It's true. That's his level. Still see people see him like kill them. It's true.
God. Go on, Aki.
2-0 Arsenal, I'd say. It'll be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be as because Arsenal play defensive football. They just got it in their DNA, so they're never going to attack this Leeds team. So 2-0, I'd say, and a boring game. Another one.
2-0 to Liverpool.
Listen,
Stu MC.
Listen, Stu MC. Rice terrible today. You come to the table a bit late. Yep, he was terrible. It's not about transition because usually he's good on the recovery. Even if a player is skillful enough to get past him, around him, whatever, run past him, he can usually get back and put some pressure on. But today he was very leggy. And he got subbed. Not often that Rice gets subbed.
I didn't. I barely saw him, and it's not often that happens.
For 45 minutes in the first half, I was like,
yeah,
what's going on?
He's too busy being a celebrity. He needs to go back now to the training pitch.
Copfather has got a question for Arsenal fans. What makes you think you can just beat Leeds? It's unknown to them now.
Because they are a team that have come up from the Championship, and nearly every team that comes up from the Championship will get slapped.
Yeah,
especially away from home.
Although Sunderland didn't get any slaps, did they?
We want him to score goals, so I don't get it. Now we shouldn't score. Now we should have another bad game against Leeds.
I'm with you there. Yeah, I completely agree. This is his level. He's gonna bang. There's no question. There's nothing wrong with it. I won't call it stat padding. I call it that's your job. You see them, you give them a good one.
That's his job.
That's your job, man. You see that? That's your freaking job. Do it. Score 5. I don't care. I'm rating that. I don't care what anyone says.
But Yeah. Hopefully. CMC, welcome to the pod, by the way. Do subscribe if you're not already. Mike, Uche, sorry. Newcastle, Liverpool. Big game, early season. It's going to be a massive atmosphere given what's going on between us and them, or at least how they see it anyway.
It's going to be excellent.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, I was when I watched that Villa game, I was a bit worried. And the reason I'm worried is that I actually think that front three suits them for this game, for this one-off game against Liverpool, because if we're gonna have those problems we just saw with Bournemouth and Crystal Palace, it's perfect for them. Elanga was lightning. Gordon can run in behind. Barnes can do the same. But I just think that they're not gonna play that way because they are home. So they're gonna want to have the rage. I hope they have the rage. And I hope they don't listen to their manager. And they're coming to come and give us a good kick in, which is great, which means they push up. They push up, we do the damage, and Ekitike and Wirtz and Salah will be like, wow, this is a big pitch. Wow, they're really going to do this to us. Wow, are we really 2-0 up after 30 minutes? This is brilliant. That's what I'm expecting. So, final score, Newcastle 1, Liverpool 3.
3, okay. Mikey?
Newcastle 1, Liverpool 3. I was baffled. I was trying to... It's 0-0.
There's no way it's 0-0. What are you talking about?
I'll take it. I wouldn't take. I want to.
I'll be surprised if there's not a red card as well.
It's got to be a goal. There's got to be goals in it.
0-0.
0-0. After you just dissed our defense, you spent how many minutes talking about a defense? It's going to be 0-0.
Newcastle just played Villa. I watched the game. Villa was down to 10 men. Newcastle weren't threatening.
That's true, but then they change their form. They change their style, don't they? When you're down to 10 men.
Yeah, but I didn't expect Newcastle to score when I was watching. Like they're solid, and that's what I expect against Liverpool. They'll be solid, and there'll be battles all over the pitch.
Remember the game? Obviously, you do remember. You're a fan of them. Man City against Arsenal when you guys were down to 10. I think it was very difficult. You guys made it extremely difficult for Man City. People are good at that stuff now. People are very good at being 10 men behind the ball, 9 men behind the ball. They're just really good at it. So I think that's probably why. It's still a diss on the team that didn't break them down, but it's very, very difficult to do. I keep saying this and I keep saying it's not a diss to Arsenal, but beating Arsenal this season, it's going to be very difficult. You guys have a lot of people behind the ball generally anyway. But anyway, that's a separate.
Don't say that, Uche. Don't say that. That might sound like
we're going to play in a week or two. It's all right.
No, to be honest, I mean, I'm going to wait for the game to give my prediction. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if it's played in the moon. Arsenal are going to have 8 or 9 men behind the ball most time. They're very, very disciplined. Arsenal are not to be played with defensively. Don't play. If you give them an away goal, that goal that a goalkeeper is messing around, you're going to suffer for that. So I hope we never go 1-0 down to Arsenal. I'll tell you that now. Try to go first against Arsenal and then let them come out. Let's see how Martinelli and Noni does.
We were 2-0 down last season, didn't we? We came back to 2-2.
Yeah, well, that's last season. They were more defensive now with Zubimendi and Declan Rice. Did you not see
that? Steve C. It's got some messages there for you, Arsenal fans. Hopefully, it's not Terry. It's not Noni. It's Martinelli. Hopefully, Martinelli stays in that position. CT, what are we saying about Newcastle Liverpool?
2-0.
To who?
What do you think, bro?
Newcastle.
I can't stand you guys. So 2-0 to Newcastle. They're gonna catch you on the counter, bro. We know how it's done.
Okay.
4-0.
I think you said 0-0, right? Aki, 4-0.
4-0 Liverpool.
4-0 Liverpool. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Actually, yeah, it's not. It's a mixed bag for us in terms of results at that ground. So, and given where we are defensively, given the sideshow that's going on with Isak and the atmosphere, blah blah blah, Monday night, blah blah, all that rubbish, I think 1-1 is going.
Well, is back. Well, is back.
Yeah, it was only 1 week only. It was only like week 2. I'm back to myself, and it feels good. Wasn't it real to be yourself again? Does it feel good?
I just put us to win the league if we're drawing against Newcastle.
I'm just giving you my views, people. QMC, it's Thierry Nonny. Show some respect. My bad. Thierry Nonny, the savior for Arsenal. Okay, lads. We've done an hour and 20 minutes. It's been a good pod. Football is back. Next 9 months of our lives taken over by this game. And yeah, we've all started with 3 points. Hopefully we go again next week against Newcastle. Hopefully Leeds do the job against Arsenal.
Turn up.
Do the job against Arsenal. Mamtasef disappointed in Real. I'm just telling you my views.
All the time. Don't worry.
All right, lads. Nice one. We'll see you next week. And thanks to the newcomers as well. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. See you next week live next Sunday. Get involved. And we are out.